it did look promising for a lot of my builds because when looking at the description, it maybe I'm reading it wrong. Maybe I just don't know what I'm doing. When Night Demon gets on, I'll ask him. Right?
Maybe it's
But
Maybelline.
it says like the shots weaken enemies, right? And then
Lies to you.
and then when it kills them, it gives you an overshield because they're weakened, right? Which is fine. Overshields are whatever, right?
We love an
The
overshield.
part that gets me is like my kit. A lot of my kits actually revolve around me weakening enemies to do extra damage to them, or to go invis right after I kill them, so that my next melee hit does like a lot of extra damage, right? So me weakening enemies and going invis is a real big part of a lot of my kits, right? So I'm like, cool. If I can have an exotic shotgun that can help me do that more, that sounds great, right? Especially since it's like a mag-fed shotgun instead of an individually round-fed shotgun. You know what I mean? You just replace the whole mag instead of each one chunk at once.
Okay.
Breach loaded. That's what I meant. Breach loaded. Then yeah, even better, right? So I get it and I craft it and I put all the shenanigans on it and I go out and test it. I'm just like, this is not working as intended. At least not all the time. Like every fourth or fifth kill, I guess I'm going invis, but I'm like, if it weakens on every shot, every time I kill somebody, I should be going invis.
Have you considered the gun is broken?
I have considered. I've also considered I don't know if I'm using it correctly, or I may have misread what it's supposed to do. So that's why I'm waiting on somebody that like knows the gun better to kind of like break it down for me. Like, does it actually weaken on every hit? Because I even tried like just getting straight crits. Is it just on crit hits? Because I didn't see anything in the descriptor that said anything about crits, right? Is it like I don't know, a certain type of enemy? I tried other various shenanigans and I couldn't pin down what trigger was actually working whenever I did go invis on shotgun kills. I'm just like,
And so since everyone's dying to know, so you were able to go play the activity. Did you get your earlier act things resolved? Did they resolve themselves?
no, they didn't. My Act 2 stuff was still locked because it wouldn't let me do any more tinctures. But because they let me do the Act 3 stuff without having completed the Act 2 stuff, whenever I got the exotic tincture or whatever, that counted towards the recipes that I needed to learn for Act 2. So then that kind of helped me unlock some of the Act 2 stuff, but I've hit a temporary gate again until I
And
can
when you say
figure out
tinctures, you mean potions.
the useless things that we have to use. Yeah. So that's what was holding me up last time, is it wouldn't let me unlock anything. And with the Act 3 shenanigans, now I can it's given us 2 exotic ones and a couple other ones, and that's helped me progress forward a little bit. But ultimately, I'm still probably going to be missing however many I was supposed to have during the Act 2 shenanigans. So once I get to whatever that magic number is, I'll probably get locked out again.
I'm guessing that because you've jumped into talking about Destiny and the new shotgun, that you've done the intro, you've rolled the titles, you've introduced everybody, and now we're just talking about it.
No, I didn't know we were recording. I was just talking to Peroty.
You have a higher level of expectations, sir. That you should know to lower those expectations. Mad TV.
Peroty. I didn't even know you was in here. As a matter of fact, I even said to Peroty, once Night Demon gets in here, I'm gonna talk to him and ask him about the gun if I'm using it wrong. So
yeah, but I don't feel.
I didn't even know that she was in here.
I don't feel that you give the same passion that you do when we actually do talk about it on the show that you do in the ramble before the show. We'll get to it, and you'll go. I've already spoken to Peroty about it.
It's why we have to trick him in.
Is because when I talk to him, I get upset and I get angry and I cuss and I do all the things that you tell me to try to hold back on the show.
Like the clicking and the clacking.
About censoring, The
clicking and the clacking. The swearing is easy to edit out. The clicking and the clacking for the people that listen.
I know it's easy to edit out, but you always yell at me about, could you do it a little less? Could you do it a little less? Could you do it a little less? So yes, I do it a little less, and because I'm focusing so much on doing it a little less.
Do it a little less with the clicking and the clacking.
Yes, I actually charged the keyboard this time, so let me go get that. Hold on.
Good. While you go and get that, we'll roll the titles, come back and talk Destiny.
if we must.
Welcome to Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast. Dedicated in bringing you all the latest information, news, and opinions. This is the best show for new and veteran Guardians alike, where we share tips, tricks, and tools to help you succeed and enjoy playing even more. So with all that said, let me hand you over to your hosts, the Triumph Hunting Titan Night Demon, the pink-panted pansy Peroty, and your Hunter Master Ranger, Mr. No One Respawns in Real Life!
I haven't even wound him up yet about which outfit he needs to vote for, or he's going to be upset that he gets stuck with. I feel like both of his options are good, but I'm sure he'll find something wrong with one or both of them.
Yeah.
No. There's Paroty's right. They are actually both pretty good.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
They're both pretty good.
No. We haven't done intros yet. He didn't.
What did you do while I was gone?
We were just waiting for you to come back.
You said, "Well, you're going to get that. We'll do the intros." You said that.
There was like a metaphysical.
He lied to you.
I lied to you. You've been here for the same amount of time as everybody else. This is how it works. There is an imaginary break, and then we do the intros. Well, I say I do the intros normally and go, I'm Night Demon, Respawn, and Peroty are here as well. And then we talk about Destiny.
We don't know who we are. We don't know why we're here. We're very unclear on how any of this works.
Oh.
That's not true. We know exactly how it works. We're just not smart enough to actually do it. It's like, hey, I know the thing has to be done. I know the engine has to be built, but I just don't know steps A through Z to get it done. We know we have to do a show. We know we have to do all these different things, but we just don't know how to do them.
It sounds like you with the exotic mission this week. Peroty, we've got to start talking about the exotic mission to start off with this week. So there's a message in the chat this week.
Because I told him you talk about that when you came on.
There was a message in the chat from Noble this week saying that he was trying to do the exotic mission and it kept crashing. Could somebody come and help? So Respawn pipes up. It was really early in the morning for him. I think it was about 5 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, 4:30. Well, I was around, so I was like, yeah, I'm just finishing doing what I do. I'll come on and help you. Figured it out that Noble wasn't actually playing the exotic mission. He was playing Act 2's shenanigans, and he kept something that was crashing.
Yeah, it was leading him to something else, and the game's like, no, you don't get to play the game. You get to get crashed. It's our gift to you.
He's done all that by the time I get on and Respawn gets on. And Respawn has already done the exotic mission on experts on the last mission. Because if you don't know it, it's the same as what happened with Echoes. Is that the exotic mission came out, so you have to play it multiple times. And each time you play it, you get a different version of that kind of exotic mission. So you'll get like initial dialogue in the first one, then you'll get some updated dialogue in the next one, fight a different boss in the second one, and then you get to finally fight Pickrell in the third iteration. And Respawn has already done the expert version, and he's got his shotgun. He knows nothing else apart from that. That's it. He thinks he's got everything done. So we're talking to him, communicating to him, and I'm taking Noble step by step because I've done the exotic mission. I've solo flawlessed it. I didn't do it on expert, Respawn. So I'm not saying that I did. I'm just saying I did a solo flawless. And so I've done about 5 or 6 attempts at this point. So I'm taking Noble step by step. Right, we need to go through the mission to start off with so you can get the shotgun. Once you get your shotgun, we'll go back to Ido, we'll pick up the exotic catalyst, and then we'll go back through the mission, and there's an organ at the front that you kind of play notes on, open some doors.
No, it's a whole story. I just want a 30-second thing. Yes, all he said was, I solo flawless it, right? but he said it in such a condescending I'm already solo flawless. He said it in such a way that he made it sound like he did it like on like the highest difficulty or whatever. Like he's like, I did do it. Look, here's the screenshot. Like he was boasting like a Psalm biscuit. So I'm like, oh, all right, look at you. And I just assumed he had used this like Sword Titan invincibility build because that's what one would do, right? And then come to find out, like hours later, oh no, I did it on normal mode. After he and I had two-manned the hardest version of it, I'm like, bro, how did you do this by yourself? He goes, oh no, I didn't do this. I did normal. I'm like, oh, you.
No, but listen. You
brought a lot to that, like one sentence and a screenshot in Discord, my friend. You added a lot. No. Respawn did.
His intonation. It was his intonation too.
In the text. There was text and there was a screenshot. I read the same text and saw the same screenshot.
No, he said it. He was in the chat. He was talking to us when he said it. He chatted it to y'all, but he said it to me, Noble, in person. And the way that he said it, there was an air of arrogance about it. And I was like,
there wasn't. There was not. I'll tell you what the conversation went, right, is I got asked if I'd done the exotic mission, and I went, oh yeah, I've done the exotic mission. And then they went, oh, how many times have you done it? And I said, well, I've solo flawlessed it, and I get called out on that. So I send him the screenshot in the chat to say that I've done it. That's it. That's all. I wasn't boasting about the fact that I'd done it on expert or anything like that. I didn't give him any kind of inclination that I'd done it on expert, rather, or even on expert on the last version of the exotic mission. I'd just done it on like the normal version and just solo flawless it because I knew there was a triumph to do solo and solo flawless. So
the only ground I'll give up on this is maybe his natural British accent makes it sound like he's more arrogant than what it was.
I'm condescending, yeah.
I might concede to that.
Okay.
But it did sound like there was an air of arrogance to it. So yes, I assumed he had already done it.
So
like on the hardest version.
To the story that in hand. So I'm talking Noble through how to do it because I've already done it. I've gone through and played organs and opened doors and got all these special things to get the catalyst to do the upgrades and things. So we go back through it and we realize that for some reason Noble hasn't then progressed the story even further. He needed to go back to Ido at some point and talk to her so that we got more buttons. Every time you go through, there are more buttons that are appearing on this organ that you can then put in sequences and opens other doors. So we played through it again. And I was talking Noble through like the only doors that we could open and get stuff. So we did that. Noble then went back, spoke to Ido again to make sure that he kind of unlocked it. So then we got the second version of it. And as we did the second version, I said to him, well, let's do the expert version of it because you'll need like the catalyst and we can go and shoot these hidden things that you can only do in the expert version. So we're going through and we're shooting all these hidden like gems that are like in the mirror dimension. And Respawn's running around going, I can't see them. Like, Respawn, have you got the catalysts in your inventory? Yes.
I did. Technically, I did. So, yes.
Respawn, have you done the initial steps of it? Yes. So I said, well, you've done what Noble's done because Noble's killed. Because Noble at the beginning of the mission was killing people so that he could unlock the catalyst to progress further. Because it says you need to get, I think, something like 20 kills
or something
with the shotgun, and it unlocks all 4 of them at the same time because you pick up all 4 catalysts. So he's telling me and Respawn at this point that he's getting kills. And then he goes, oh, you don't even need kills with the shotgun. You just need the shotgun on, apparently, and it kind of counts.
You need the tincture or whatever the hell it's called.
Yes. If you read the instructions on the actual mission, it says you need to...
Reading is hard. Peroty, right?
I would say reading isn't necessarily hard, but Bungie's words may be hard because they may tell you something.
It wasn't.
Like,
it said...
Like going to get kills with a shotgun. Oh, by the way, they have to be in Revenant activities.
Yeah. But, so it was not, I keep going to say tincture. It's not a tincture, it's a potion. Pop in the potion, get a tonic. That's a tonic. Anyway, so you pop the tonic, and then you get the kills, and then that progresses it. So we're discussing this at the opening of the mission on the expert mode. And Respawn's just like running around going, I'm killing everything. Look how much damage I've got. Really showing off. Like, absolutely fine. He can go and do that. but he obviously wasn't paying attention to the whole conversation about making sure that we're getting the catalyst done. So we get in. I'm shooting all the different.
To the point of the objective.
I'm shooting all the different things on the organ so that we can go through and do things. And I'm guiding Noble through. And we get to the first mirror dimension. I'm going, right, there should be one here. Because I've already done it, I can't see them anymore. But from what I can remember, it should be here. And Noble's like, oh, yeah, it's here. Oh, no, it's one's over there by the other door and things. He's running around. Respawn's running around going, I can't see these. I'm going, look down the barrel of your gun. And he's going, no, I can't see any of these. I'm like, well, where are you in the exotic mission? I don't know. I've got all of them. And that's all I got from him for the whole entire time. Is I've got them all. I've got them all.
I did have them all.
What?
I'm not saying you didn't have them all.
Where are you in them? What is it saying? I have them. That's not the question I've asked you. I've asked you, where are you? What does the progress bar say? What is the next step? How many progress X of Y have you completed?
Take tonic and kill enemies. Oh, the tonic. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let me do that.
So we literally complete the mission. And
well, it sounds like 2/3 of you complete the mission.
No,
three of you complete the mission. 2/3 of you complete the objective of the mission.
Yeah.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, because it was on expert and it was so early in the morning. Respawn ended up doing a daddy duty and taking his small child to school. So he was left just standing in the boss arena and kept dying. And for some reason, it was really weird. Because it was on expert, me and Noble were struggling because we were trying to get these things that were hidden, and we were trying to make sure that we kind of got the boss killed. And
the difficulty had ramped up because you had a third person with you that it was basically dead weight.
There was dead weight. And we kept jumping through the mirror, and it kept the boss does a wipe mechanic, so you have to jump through into the mirror dimension on every kind of iteration of the exotic mission. So every time we jumped through the mirror, it would pull us back to where Respawn was and then insta-wipe us because he was there. And luckily, he'd been gone for so long, it just kind of kicked him to orbit. But because we were doing it, because the game still, I think, thought when we were still playing it, there was 3 of us in there, it didn't lower the expectation of oh no, you've only got 2 players in here. Yeah, the difficulty. So we were struggling. We were one of us would be dying, and then the next person would be rezzing, and then the next person would be dying. So we did this so long. I think it was only about 15, 20 minutes. Respawn came back and joined us, and we wiped the boss. But then Noble had to go. And then in conversation after with Respawn, it was like, what do we need to do to kind of progress you? Because you obviously are. He then realizes he hadn't popped the tonic to get the kills, so that he couldn't see those invisible kind of things in the mirror dimension. So I ended up taking him back through again on normal so that we could progress him to get all those different things, so that we could get all the doors unlocked for him so that he could see the things. So we did it on normal, and then it was like, right, now we need to go and do it on expert. And he's like, well, why didn't we do that first? I said, because it's easier to do the organ stuff now so that we can go through and just pick up the extra bits for the catalyst. And there's a exotic tonic that you can pick up at some point. And so we did all that on normal, went back through on the final version of the exotic mission on expert, just the 2 of us. And he was able to see the things and able to get the catalyst at the end. But even that was quite funny because that's where it came up, where he was like, bro, I thought you'd solo flawless. And I was like, I did. I just didn't do it on expert because it got to the point in the boss room. I was like, oh God, there's 2 of us. I don't know how we're going to do this, because when you were here and it was on normal, we kind of just smashed him to smithereens and didn't realize there was an actual mechanic with the boss at the end. It changed. It changed from the first 2, because what happens is Frickle appears, he does a white mechanic, you go into the mirror dimension, you then come back and he goes, I'm not fighting you, and just sends one of his lackeys for the first 2 versions. The third version, he decides he wants to come and fight us, because we then, at that point, it's technically the 3rd week of the story, so it should be kind of over and done with, and we get the cutscene at the end once we complete it. So you can at any point do the expert version and not have to fight Fickrell, and just do it with, if you manage to do it properly, you could probably get the expert version done on the 1st or 2nd version of it, which is technically a little bit easier. But again, it took us a little bit of a while to figure out, oh yeah, there is a mechanic with this boss. I mean, very light mechanic, very easy to figure out, but beforehand, we'd kind of just wiped him without even realizing. So that's where it kind of came up that I'd done the solo flawless again. And he's like, "Oh, I thought it was on expert." I was like, "No, I didn't say that."
It was implied. I stand by that. It was implied.
But I mean, I enjoyed the mission. Don't get me wrong; it's a really good mission and really good fun.
How many times did you enjoy it?
I've enjoyed it every time. Even taking these guys through and doing it again and again, because I'm like, oh, in my head, I'm thinking, I'm getting these flakes. I'm getting these kind of whatever they are.
2 flakes, right?
Yeah, but I've done it so many times. I've now got like 20 flakes. I'm quite happy with
but the thing that I was trying to ask him is like, I saw a notification that says Bungie has increased the number of flakes due to feedback, and I was like, if we're getting 2 now,
but I think it's 2 per encounter.
Getting before.
I think it's 2 per encounter, but maybe it was 1 per encounter. Yeah, it seemed a bit kind of, even 2 seems a bit kind of stringent.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So
you need to run the exotic mission 17 times. That's what they want you to do.
Yeah. I'm quite happy with the mission. I'm just not 100% sure on who fulfilled the brief on vampire-inspired castle. Because if I was at uni or college and my brief was to design a vampire-inspired castle, I'm sure my tutors would turn around to me and go, "Nah, you've used last year's project and gone, here's a little twist on it. You've watched too many MCU Marvel movies. Oh, you've watched Doctor Strange 2 and gone, oh, mirror dimension. Not really castle-y, but yeah. I'm no. I
was still questioning why people were even talking about vampires, because knowing me, I have the volume off.
Because they said in the Vidoc it was a vampire-inspired castle. I'll give them the organ. The organ, yes. Vampire-inspired kind of sort of look of it. So, yeah.
Yeah, very organ, very vampire-y there. But yeah, it's like, it looked like a big overgrown, palace.
No,
but not even. But not even. But like, it looks like they took a building from the Dreaming City and threw some trees in there. The Red Keep, the Shadow Keep. That's vampire-inspired castle. That you've got the big, floating red ghosts from a billion seasons ago. Like that would be more vampire-inspired than, again, what I've seen people playing this week.
Yeah. There were no blahs, there were no blah blahs, and there definitely wasn't any blah blah blahs. So I don't know where they're getting all this information from.
Nobody was counting anything. It was terrible.
That's right. Oh, the count. Nice callback, Peroty.
Yeah. I would have even accepted something that looked very similar to Hotel Transylvania. It's like just anything, kind of tombstones outside of fallen, like named fallen that we've taken out, that they've kind of just made crucifixes outside and like a smoky graveyard before you get to the tower. They didn't even kind of do that. And I think I said it in the chat, or if not, I was thinking it about the Scarlet Keep is the strike that we do. And even if they'd have kind of changed the aesthetic of that to look very similar, but just placed it in the Dreaming City, even with that kind of going up the different levels on the elevator and fighting different minions as we kind of go up, would have been probably better than this. Or even going down, there's that whole kind of pit of heresy where you go down inside the moon and it's kind of a reverse kind of castle. So up or down, push different buttons, play the organ at the bottom, it takes you to a different level, you fight so-and-so. Yeah. I don't feel that they fulfill the brief, or they didn't fulfill the brief.
Throwing some coffins. Yeah, there's nothing, nothing about, again, I haven't played, but I've watched a handful of videos now. Nothing about that says to me vampires. Again, I'm not sure where exactly. Is it because you have to fight the same people over and over again? Is that the vampire thing? I don't know where
possibly
the vaguely inspired vampireness comes from.
And then I suppose we've got the exotic, haven't we? The Aletheum.
Yep. Exotic has like bats or whatever coming out of it, supposedly.
So we've got that, and I suppose the weapons are kind of horror themed. The Heretic's Feather, the rocket launcher. We've got the red tape scout rifle, which both weapons.
Wait, those are new weapons? I thought those were just like refurbished moon weapons.
They could be, but they are new weapons.
Are they? Oh,
yes.
I deleted so many of them.
Yep.
You don't. That's because you don't need them. They're fine. There's nothing there that you need.
I did look at the rules at least. I was like, yeah, I don't need that. I don't need that. There was a pretty good rocket launcher. That was Stasis rocket launcher with chill clip, impact casing, and auto loading. I was like, oh, hang on to that. It doesn't have a whole lot of damage, but you know, whatever. But I didn't realize those were new weapons because they looked like the moon weapons to me, and I was like, I don't know why this is here. I thought it was like a world drop or some nonsense. I didn't put 2 and 2 together that those were legit new weapons. Whoops. I mean, it just goes to tell you how non-unique they are. I mean, I didn't even know those were new. They just looked like the same old weapons.
They're filling a gap of, maybe we don't have enough of this type. Here you go. Here's some more. I mean, I looked at those weapons. It was just like, yeah, those are new things I could have, but I'm not terribly excited about any of them.
Yeah, I mean, with the weapons that have kind of dropped, it's like I haven't even seen a video from like Fallout or Cool Guy or True Vanguard or anyone going, these are the really good rolls of this. I'm like, this is bad if nobody's actually going to be making a god roll guide for this. I mean, I'm not saying that there isn't a god roll guide, but it's not like an obvious one. Like normally when there's a god roll or when we get new weapons, there's normally about 6 or 7 god rolls that appear on my For You page of like, you look at Destiny stuff, here's some kind of god roll guides for X, Y, and Z. And like, but nothing has kind of popped up. I'm going to have to go and search for it.
It might just be because there's nobody playing Destiny. Like, legitimately, I've seen so many articles over the last couple of weeks. Destiny has dropped, some articles say 90% of its player base.
Yeah,
I don't know how true that is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, on Steam, where you can see the numbers of who, how many people have actively played in the last, I don't know if it's daily or weekly or what the, what the time frame for it is. But yeah.
So, I mean, they might have some really good guns, but who's here to play and find out?
I think Rhyme Stealer. There you go. There's your god roll. Rinse and repeat.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
the
Parody's got rolls in 5 seconds. There we go. That's definitely a video we should make.
Fallout can do his 0 in a minute, and I'll do my god rolls in 5 seconds. Here's what you need. Done.
Basically, Rhyme Stealer and anything that can freeze. There you go. Done.
Hey, you know what was good before? The same things are good now. Get one with that, or whatever your favorite perk is. Go for that one, and then it'll make you happy. Otherwise, delete them all because you don't need them.
The rocket launcher, even though it's got some really good perks on it, the impact is really, really small on it. Like, are you sure this is a rocket launcher? Small.
they're not sure.
Yeah.
I did appreciate how there was a moment of that I saw you had to play a little bit of Gambit during the new exotic mission. Go in here and collect these motes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
Go in here, collect the motes, get out. I'm like, see, everything is just going to be Gambit eventually. It's all Gambit. All Gambit all the way down. People think they're not playing Gambit, but you're still playing Gambit no matter what you're doing in this game. Iron Banner, Gambit. New exotic mission, Gambit.
We have got a guest that we'd like to bring on, but we're just trying to get him in here.
Oh, we have a guest?
Yeah.
Be our guest. Be our guest. Be our guest. No?
I have given him instructions to join a channel. We can drag him in here.
Okay.
So we'll see. I sent him an invite to the Discord.
It's going to be a surprise.
It's more fun that way for you.
I know.
Excitement.
It's surprise. Oh my God, surprises.
CK Mushroom. Who's going to take you through trials?
Except if it was CK, the first thing I would do is obliterate him about how he soloed me and my team in trials that one time. That was the worst trials experience of my life. Oh my God. I'll never forget that. Just he had a team, they didn't move. He just came in, wiped us out in seconds.
Basically, at that point, if I see someone's name I recognize on the other team, I think I'm just going to sit there and go, I'm just going to stand here, and it's going to be fine. And we're just not going to
the name. I don't watch PvP people, and once I show people a clip of like, this is why I don't play PvP, they're like, oh, that's ZK Mushroom. I'm like, okay. They're like, no, that's ZK Mushroom. I'm like, say it again. Maybe I'll know who it is the third time. And then once they told me who it was and like what he does, I'm like, what? What is it against him? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, we have the next best thing to ZK Mushroom. We have Pony.
No.
You can hopefully talk to us. Hey, he's even unmuted. Excellent.
Can you hear me now?
We can.
Yep.
Welcome, Pony, brother. How you doing?
It always takes us 3 to 5 business days to remember how to add new people to the Discord and allow them to talk.
It takes a week for me to figure out how to use Discord. How's that?
Yeah. So see, exactly same time frame.
It's because I'm old.
Yeah. So say we all.
Yeah.
That's the only people who play this game anymore. Us ancient gamers going. Remember back in my day in the dawn of time.
Yeah.
Or Destiny 1.
Destiny 1. Yes. Night Demon, how are you doing? Respawn.
I'm doing good.
I'm just hanging out with my wang out. You know how it is.
There you go. There you go. I had to leave the room because my wife is saying, Night Demon, how can I join y'all? Like, no, you do not get that English.
I'm telling you, the bedtime story series would do really well. I keep trying to tell him just record some bedtime stories.
Right.
He can make a killing, but he won't. He refuses.
Right.
It's the same as the merch. It's the time. I haven't got the time at the moment to do the merch, do the OnlyFans. I just can't. All these demands. Well, I'm getting it out there now. I'm just getting it out of the way now.
Noble will be thrilled. He said the words.
Well, I do have an announcement about the merch. The merch
Is coming.
We will return to your scheduled programming shortly, or we are currently experiencing technical difficulties.
So anyway, tell me more about new stuff going on in Destiny right now. This whole Act 3 stuff.
Have you not been playing Act 3? Have you played Act 1 and 2 yet? Have you played any of the acts?
I haven't. I played Act 1. I did not finish Act 2. I didn't even get started on Act 2.
Okay.
Yo, facts.
Is that because of the game, or is that because of like
The wife?
being no, not the wife, being able to get on with other people and play and enjoy the game?
Probably because of the people.
Yeah,
not being able to get in with the people. Some of the game. Sometimes life stuff's been going on as usual.
Yeah, I think we kind of addressed that. Was it last week or the week before? It's like it's a 10-year game that has we've grown up with it. People have grown up with the game. So if you started the game when you were 15, you're now like about 25. If you're like us, let's just say 35, and now we're 45. That covers all of us three.
We'll just keep going up.
we just leave it at that.
The half century mark, whatever.
But it's like you've grown up with this game.
Only as old as you feel, and we're 97, all of us.
and life happens, and things get in the way, and people move on, and you try and keep your clan going. You try and keep your friendship groups of playing together. I had the same kind of thing with like playing Gears of War, and the people that I played Gears of War with moved to Destiny with me. We played Destiny 1, and as soon as Destiny 2 hit, they got a lot older and they were kind of off doing other things. So it's just one of those things, isn't it? It's kind of, but we're still here playing it.
Yeah, I just don't see all that much.
So, Pony, did you manage to play any of the Echo stuff? Did you manage to complete the story and get through that before, like, kind of giving up in Act 1 of Revenant?
I had to stop because I was having issues with some of it.
I think Respawn was as well.
Yeah, and Respawn got soft locked trying to do some of the tonic stuff. It just wouldn't let him progress at that point.
Yes, that's something that happened here too. I was like, why is it telling me that I can progress when I shouldn't? I need to progress more, but I can't. So
yeah.
There's just been more and more of that. It's like, and honestly, like that's part of it was I just had no time to play this week and really get into this mission, and part of it was going. I remember the last one that came out that I played the day it released, and I got soft locked at the boss and wiped, and then had to restart the whole thing over. I said, let me just give them a couple of days, to figure out what's broken, what's going to be messed up. Where am I going to get soft locked and be able to fail this halfway through? Then let me go see. And there's still just the big list of known issues about only one person in your fire team can do this thing and that thing.
Yes.
And I'm like, let's just give you some time to work things out. Like let's just give you a week to sort of figure out what's wrong with all of this. Then I'll come play it and get my shotgun and go. Yep, you'll go in the vault with everybody else.
That's what I got.
You're going to be friends.
That's one thing I did hear, the exotic shotgun or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, see, I don't even know anything about that.
To be fair, neither do we. You're fine.
It exists.
Yeah, especially Respawn. He's got it. He doesn't know anything about it. He doesn't know how to use it properly with his hunter, so he's a bit stuffed.
While we're on the topic, what's going on with that? Is it broken, Night Demon? Because I wanted to bring that up to you legitimately, right? So the description says when you shoot people with it, it weakens them, right?
Right.
And I also have the, if you kill a weakened enemy, you get an overshield, whatever, right? But the main thing is when I kill things, or when I shoot things, they get weakened, right? And then because of the shotgun, they, most of the time, die. So why is it that only 1 out of every, 5 enemies is proccing my invis? Because my setup is if I kill a weakened enemy, I go invis. So, theoretically, every shot should be making me go invis. WTF.
I think that might be something to do with the invis. I think I vaguely remember there being a cooldown that they added at some point to say that you couldn't get multiple kills to keep triggering the invis.
I do it all the time with my
maybe then there is a bug.
The sidearm, the frozen sidearm that we just got from Iron Banner.
Mastery.
That one. I use that to do it all the time.
Don't know what to tell you then.
Maybe it's a skill issue.
Yeah, skill issue.
I have the intrinsic. I have level 4 intrinsics, dude. I've maxed out the shotgun. Night Demon helped me get it yesterday. Since you just came in, we already told the whole story. But yeah, no, I have the shotgun maxed out, all the parts and everything, dude. It's just 1 out of every 5 shots or so make me go invis. I don't know.
Do you wonder who he's talking to when he's talking to somebody who's definitely...
It's in the chat.
Oh, it's in the chat.
It's in the chat.
Yeah,
the chat channel. So.
We'll see. You just have to remember the Respawn talks to us and his Twitch at the same time.
Oh.
And so you just have to play a choose your own adventure of who is he speaking to, and is it to me or is it somebody else?
We leave him to do that because that keeps him occupied sometimes, just to kind of.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
He does kind of need multiple things to do.
Yeah.
What do you mean that's understandable? What you trying to say?
We give him the shiny ball to chase.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like I should be offended, but I don't know why.
No, it's fine.
So, Pony, have you managed to complete the final shape and the 10-year saga, and what did you think of that?
I was able to
year by year breakdown. Start from the beginning.
I thought it was pretty good at the end. I didn't do the raid. Didn't have all that stuff was going on with our buddy at that particular ending time, and then I kind of just stepped away from everything for that for a little bit, and then I guess I enjoyed it. But I still need to know. I still need to. It left me still wanting to know how are they going to continue this whole thing.
Yeah, I think that's everybody's kind of issue, wasn't it? It was like, yay, we fought the big bad that you said's the big bad, but now what do you want us to fight next? We need something to fight next. I think you're in the same boat as a lot of people. It's like the echoes are Bungie's way of kind of trying to, they say tie up loose ends, but it's more of a kind of let's see if we can eke out some time so that we can get to the next big thing. And I don't think
that's what I thought it was. Like, oh, well, here's a couple of side things that y'all can do while we decide if we're going to keep the game going or not.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's whether they decide to keep it going or not. I think they'd already kind of decided that it's going to be a franchise that they continue for Sony, because we're now part of Sony. It's like, but what do we give the players? There's so much that we could kind of go and do, but we need to kind of give them something to go and fight, but we also need the time to kind of get to that point. So that's the kind of area that we're kind of all stuck in at the moment. So it's trying to do stuff that you enjoy doing in the game or not doing in the game and going playing other things, and then coming back when Bungie come out and go, hey, this is the new big bad. This is going to take another 5 to 10 years to kind of go off and defeat. What do you think of this?
I just feel that I think that if they're going to do that particular thing, then I would say use one of those reflections or whatever and say, oh, well, maybe they'll help kill off somebody else in the deal, and it's found this particular bad person or whatever.
Mm.
And then brings in a whole new thing. But I'm not trying to do their job.
No, but I think you're along the same lines as everybody else.
They're not trying to do their job either, so.
No, but you're along the same lines as everybody else. It's like, this is what we want. We want this, and they haven't actually been able to tell us what they're going to give us. It's more always something's coming, and it's like we want to know. We needed to know the moment that kind of the final shape was complete. We needed to know what we now need to kind of do, not kind of just do clean up.
That's why
what's next?
Thing. I was like, okay, so there's something else, and then nothing.
Yeah, there's something else. We're gonna get to it. We promise. Yeah, why there wasn't just like a big, a cutscene, a story, something going. It doesn't have to be. The game doesn't have to be ready for the next 5 years. But go, okay, well, where are we going? Even if it's just, hey, we're leaving. Like everyone's been talking about, we're leaving the solar system and we're going to go to a new set of planets. Well, let's start that journey. Yeah. There's. I mean, if the echoes were like, hey, we're flying through deep space and just encountering weird stuff along the way, that would have felt more interesting. Like we're on this, epic journey into the next, the next solar system, the next wherever we're going, and we're fighting, we're fighting some hive. The Vex encounter us every now and again, but we're fighting new things that we're coming across. Yeah, I think would have been a lot more interesting than just the, hey, we're here, we're doing things. There's some echoes involved, I suppose, which I still don't quite feel I know what an echo is or why I should care about it. But it's here. It's a thing to do. Look.
Right.
Well, I think that the last mission, the Echoes, episode Echoes, where we fought Maya Sundaresh, and it kind of just everybody said like it was a nothing burger. It was like there was nothing at the end of it. We didn't kind of resolve anything. We didn't kind of get anything done. It was literally filler. This episode does feel like there is a conclusion to actually doing something at the end. I don't want to spoil it for everybody, but it does actually feel when you get the exotic mission done that Revenant has kind of been concluded and there is kind of a progression in the story, which is actually quite good, which is what I think a lot of people want. I think people are fed up with kind of us fighting a big bad and then big bad escaping. And then we go and fight another version of the big bad and big bad escapes. Then nobody ever kind of... It's like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I know we keep drawing parallels to it. Nobody seems to die. It's just like, we'll bring them back. We'll bring that. Cade. Yeah. We'll bring Cade back. It's like...
We'll just bring him back. We'll go and fight you. I'm going to run away. We know you're just time getting this boss fight. Why do I have to go chase you down 6 times? Can I just fight you and be done?
Right.
Yeah.
Move on to the next one.
I am surprised that they didn't bring Oryx back. So that was a nice conclusion that we actually did take out a big bad and he is gone. Even though there was kind of resurrection shenanigans in that exotic mission. For now, anyway. But yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that would be quite cool to bring him back and have some kind of way that but at the moment he is dead, and the same with like other baddies that we've actually fought that are dead. I don't see the Witness ever coming back, but maybe like 5-10 years down the line, somebody's done something, alternate timeline, things crash over. Again, very similar to Marvel with their timey-wimey things that they get going on.
What's his name? Birdhead guy. What's his name?
Osiris.
Yeah. Isn't he the one from Mars where he went through? We had to save him from the timeline.
No, you're talking about Saint 14.
Saint 14 for the timelines, but Osiris is the one that kind of keeps Joe going through different timelines and doing timey-wimey stuff as well.
I think one of them messed it up.
Yeah.
That'd be a good call.
Saint 14 killed enough Vex that everything's off the timeline now. They're going, we don't know how to fix this.
Well, he's got his bubbles, so he's okay.
Yeah, he's fine. It's the rest of us that are done for.
Pony, what would you like to see going forward in Destiny? Would you like to see more? Because I say that I think they've lost a lot of the kind of PvP side of it, and I think that was a lot of the player base enjoyed playing in between kind of expansions for Destiny 1 anyway. It was kind of the thing that kept us all here. I mean, Iron Banner was an event that kept people kind of coming back. Trials at the weekend was a thing that kind of, even the people that weren't really good at Trials dip their toe into to kind of play, even though we weren't getting the best rewards. And it's kind of the PvP. We all know the PvP side has kind of died, and I think that's what would kind of keep the game going with a lot more kind of incentive to play PvP on even Gambit or even Onslaught these days. There's so much that they could, tiny little things that they could kind of add to keep the game refreshed, whereas not kind of keep focusing on like, oh, we need to give people a story, we need to do this. Maybe a story thing every now and then. But I mean, sorry, what do you think you'd like to see?
It's difficult for me to say as far as PvP goes, because yeah, I'll do it, but as long as I'm doing it with friends.
Yeah.
I enjoy it more playing with friends and joining a group with like 2 or 3 of us going in.
Yeah.
Instead of just me by myself. It's not me. It used to be when we first started. I enjoyed going in there and playing on D1 and doing that.
As I remember, you had about 3 accounts, or was it 2 accounts for Destiny? Yeah. You enjoyed it that much? You had different accounts to play?
Oh yes. No, my wife had 1 account at one time. Yeah, so we had 3 accounts. Yeah, we had 3 accounts. I had 2 and she had 1. But I was able to play. I think I was able to. I had 2 game consoles, so I was able to play with both of them. So I cheated.
You didn't cheat. You maximized efficiency.
Yes, that's true. And of course, the what was it that Night Demon said that one time that I had like 300 and something hours in night in
Nightfalls or something.
Nightfalls. You've been in there. You're averaging 3 hours a Nightfall. It's like, okay, well, that's because I go in there by myself.
Yeah.
But
back when Nightfalls were like Grandmaster difficulty, when it was the pinnacle thing where you're going into a Nightfall and it's like, oh no, this is the challenge for the week. This is the thing you're doing as a PvP player.
Well, that and I had to do, I did the quest for the poison pistol, the thorn. I did that. I don't know how many people had other people help them, but I got into that one Nightfall and I had I did it all on my own. And I was so excited for that. And then for 2 weeks later, after I got my thorn, 2 weeks later, Bungie freaking, we're gonna nerf this damn gun. I'm just like, what? Because of PvP people. Oh, it's hurting us. We run away and die after we get shot by it. Well, you should go get the gun.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing a little more PvP. I mean, here and there, but I mean, there's been a couple of them that I don't like. They're the different modes. There's a couple of modes I can't.
Yeah.
If you're not in with the group of people that are on your team, you might as well just not worry about winning.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. It's some of the game modes are. I mean, I don't really like Supremacy, and I don't like the version that we get with Iron Banner. I will play it because it's Iron Banner, but it's like,
it's team based and it involves people actually playing the objective. Which with you're playing with a bunch of blueberries.
Oh no,
they may or may not play the objective.
I'm not worried about anybody else.
Right? Yeah, they may go and be at the top of the leaderboard with 50 kills, but your team lost because nobody picked up a single crest.
Or nobody stayed inside the zone.
Right, exactly. Capture a zone, I would never. Not on my watch.
Call of Duty.
I got all the kills, but I never captured a zone.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the other guy going, I've captured all the zones and I got like 2 kills, but hey, I'm helping the team actually try to win.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Iron Banner this week. That's one of the things that just. Yeah, I think the 14th. Yep. So I think they said it was January 14th. So yeah, it's up this week.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm hoping to get some time to play it, but even then, like that's kind of why I sort of ignored this past week as well. I'm going, I did the Dawning stuff. I got my stupid Star Baker thing.
I didn't get mine. I tried.
Because it's there. Yeah, I mean, like because it's there, I definitely sort of know life just a little bit just to get a bunch of weapon kills. at the last minute going, do I need this? No. Do I kind of want it? Yeah, I guess. And then I was like, oh, here's a new thing and a new exotic. I'm like, I can wait on that. I don't need that day one. And then Iron Banner will be up, so I can play that. And there's I mean, I've seen this a couple other people say, like, there's so much to do in this game, but Bungie needs to give us a reason to do it. And like Iron Banner for me is one of those reasons to do things. It's something that comes up periodically.
Yes.
That I can't go play any other time. So I'm like, yeah, if it's up, that's what I'm doing that week.
Yeah.
Whatever time I've got to play, that's what I'm playing.
The trials goes, guys. You know me, I didn't do very many trials just for the simple reason
that it's awful. Say it. We're all friends.
It was awful. Yes. It's awful. Completely awful. Once they started putting in the mixing the pro teams, and then us, gradual players,
the rest of us,
and mixing all the hose.
Hi ho.
The higher elite guys, mixing them in the matches with all of us normals. It kind of got me to just, I'm going away from this. I mean, I got carried one time through trials once.
Yeah. Like there's so much stuff they're going to do, and I saw in the 12 this week they're like, oh, we're going to do more trials changes. We're going to you can keep changing it, but with the player population being so low and it still being, why would I go in to get my face kicked in? Like there's.
Yeah,
unless you're going to bring back something like the flawless and the flawed pools, there's just no reason for the rest of us to go in. Like it's just not a good experience. And yes, like I understand it's meant to be like the pinnacle PvP and all that, but like you can do that in a way that allows people to have at least some level of fun with it. I'm not even saying success. I'd be happy to go in knowing I'm never going to get an adept weapon. I'm never going to the lighthouse. But just to have a good experience in that playlist would give me a reason to come back. If a weapon is up, that I can at least get some rolls of.
Right. I mean, I can put in an experience that I had the last time I played the trials. Was literally I went in and our team got wiped out. I mean, boom, 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 and this one guy, I think one guy on my team, like. All I got back was a message, you suck, and blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, wait, you didn't get any kills either, but I'm the one who sucks.
Right. I didn't see you contributing either. But sure.
That's irrelevant. Yeah. I'm not saying I didn't suck just because you do suck. God, don't conflate the two.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know me, I'm the one that always gets the messages. I don't know how it is, how it happens. Even in just regular Crucible, I always got the message.
because you're a hunter, and they're like, you're a hunter, therefore you must be an elite PvP player. See, if you play as a Titan, nobody has expectations of you. They assume you're going to be an idiot, and they're like, hey, look at this guy being an idiot. Yep, that's what we expect.
Well, I guess that's why. I guess so. Me.
Who knows?
I
have no. Yeah,
I can't help it. I don't play him as well as I used to, but
yeah, I don't know. I've definitely gotten hate mail, but yeah, it's been a long time, and it's usually like when I'm going to play competitive, just to do like my ranked games, like just to at least like go and because there was an auto rifle I wanted out of competitive. I'm like, let me at least play enough to like get one of these. I'm not going to live in comp. I'm not going to play a lot of this, but like I just want to at least have one of these guns.
Right.
And the messages I got from people, I mean, that's the other thing. Like the messages I got from people at like, low level competitive. I'm like, well, you're not good either. You're down here in the dregs with me and you're giving me this garbage. I'm like, and you wonder why nobody wants to play with you.
Exactly.
Maybe if you played in such a way that, I remember, D1, you would go play and like, people would send you messages as invites or like, hey, want to team up? Like, hey, we're both slogging through this together. We're both kind of decent. Let's see if we can both kind of be decent together and at least have a better time with this.
Yeah.
And now it's just, I can't remember the last time I got a positive message from anybody doing anything. It's either hate mail or nothing.
Yeah.
And at this point, I'd rather take the nothing.
I'd rather take the nothing. What are you talking about, dude? The Destiny community is awesome. There's never any hate mail. There's never anybody getting banned for teabagging too much in PvP. No, it's
pure positive.
Totally not a thing that's ever happened to anybody in this room right now.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Getting older in gaming is hard.
I mean, I'm a hunter.
Yeah.
Okay, look. I used to play on controller, and you got to double tap the B button to dodge on controller. Okay, it's not my fault. I didn't realize I didn't have a dodge for 13 seconds, and I just kept tapping the B button. All right, I wasn't being toxic. I just didn't know why my dodge wasn't working.
He was just trying to run away. I've done the same thing now that the Titans have the thruster. I'm like, I'm not teabagging you. I'm just trying to thrust her away. It's almost there. I promise. I just want to run away. I'm not interested in being
I
here.
just
Goodbye.
happened to be over your corpse. Purely coincidental.
No underlying causes.
Bungie have said that they are going to be working on with Frontiers, that they're going to be doing more solo stuff. So if you are a solo player, there will be more kind of missions and things that you can kind of do as a solo player. But I will play them as a solo player, but I'm not actually thinking that's the route we could kind of go down. It's always been, like you were saying, you want to get on with your friends, you want to play with your friends. There should be more incentive to play. There's always been that incentive to get in with a clan or get in with some friends and play with your friends. It now seems that they're kind of taking a step back and go, well, there are a lot of solo players, which there are, but they've kind of created that solo player because people are dropping off because they're not happy about certain different things with the game. I think that it should be more kind of, let's invest more in getting people interested in playing Gambit, Onslaught, PvP. Those are the things that kind of bring people together, the fun aspects of it. You only have to look at Marvel Rivals. That is the new hotness that, like, even I think Miss 5000 Watts from DCP was saying this week, Destiny players are finding it an easy transition to go from Destiny to Marvel Rivals, which is, it's a PvP game. I don't think there's any PvE involved in it, which kind of screams at me like Destiny players want a multiplayer experience. So give them the multiplayer experience rather than kind of the single player. Yes, I mean, there were things that we could kind of do as Destiny 1 players, like soloing the Nightfalls, soloing various different... I mean, there was people that would solo Crota's End, the raid, and there were fun things that you could do if you wanted to do that as a solo player. But yeah, so what's your kind of take on that, you guys? Because I think it should be more kind of team-based, not necessarily forcing people into clans, which is what it kind of initially started out to be, but more kind of teamwork and playing PvP, Onslaught, and etc., rather than the kind of the solo ops route.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to play something solo, there's a trillion games out there that are phenomenal solo player games. Like I play this game, that's how I met everybody within earshot of my voice right now. Is playing this game and meeting people and making friends and having experiences and doing those nightfalls and raids and stuff like that. And if I want there to be something I can do as a solo player, but I much prefer it to be something I can do match made as a solo player. I would love to go do Onslaught or run dungeons and things or harder activities, but I don't want to do it alone. If I'm doing it alone, I might as well go play any of the countless excellent solo player games out there. I don't, if I've got friends on and I've got a team with me, let's go do team things. If it's just me, let me go do something, but give me other people to play with. I mean, that's how you make friends. That's how you meet other people. There's a chance of being like, hey, I've run this nightfall 6 times with this guy. He seems half decent. Let me toss him a friend invite or a voice chat invite and see if you're a reasonable human being as you sound.
Right. I kind of agree with that. But like there has been times that like this last week, I wanted to play solo, and they kept forcing me everything into you got to play with other people. I'm just like, I want to have I want there to be kind of an option at sometimes for some people, but that's me.
Yeah, I think that's what Bungie are going to give people.
Yeah, honestly, I wish there was a way that you could turn on matchmaking or not. For every don't make me go play a hard version without matchmaking. Let me play the regular version, but just scale it from 1 to 3 people, so I can play it solo or I can play it with a team. So if I want to go do Onslaught because I just want to go screw around and get a bunch of weapon kills, let me play that solo. But don't make me play a hard version. So I'm not trying to go out and prove myself.
Right.
I'm just trying to hang out and have a good time. And hey, I've got a bunch of weapons. I got these 3 new weapons to drop from, Act 3 I want to try out. Let me bring those into an onslaught where I'm not fighting other people for kills, but I'm also not fighting for my life. So I have to use a meta loadout to be successful. Like the game has almost gotten optimized, people talk about optimizing the fun out of things. It's like, if you're not running meta peak loadouts and everything, it's like, why are you even doing it? Like, because I just want to have a good time. I just want to play around and have fun. Like, not everything is like a life and death challenge.
First of all, I just want to say to everybody out there, because I know they all want to say this, Peroty, is how dare you play this game to have fun? Like, who does that? Right? Like, what is wrong with
everybody
you?
who still plays Gambit?
God, coming in here wanting to have fun. I can't even with you right now, dude. What? Fun?
That's not
That's
what
the F word. Bud, okay? What's wrong with you?
Take the moats, put them in the basket.
Put you in the basket.
So, David, what do you think? I mean, you posed a question about all the solo. Is that something you're interested in, excited about, something you can easier to hide from?
Well, yeah, I'll still do it. I'll still play it and probably enjoy it. I mean, like we're doing the exotic mission this past week. I turned off my invites and things so that people couldn't join me because I wanted to do the solo flawless. What?
Wow.
Elitist demon.
Well, not only that, but listen to how popular he thinks he is. Like, oh, well, I'm so popular, I have to go invisible because you guys won't leave me alone.
It's not. No, not invisible, but turn off turn off friends and clan kind of just being able to join me because
whatever.
Sometimes I will find I'll be doing something solo and suddenly somebody will pop in and go, "Hi, I just thought you needed a hand." Like, not.
I know who that is.
Without fail, I think I've heard from everyone who's tried to run solo things. They're like, without fail, if I don't turn it on, one of you knuckleheads will inevitably join me on a solo run right when I'm about to finish it, right at the end, without fail. If you're not trying to do solo, nobody will join you. It's only when you're trying to do solo runs and things.
And then I realized about 6 weeks later that I've still got that turned on and nobody can join me. And I'm like, this is why nobody could kind of. I'm getting messages now and then, but
why will nobody play with me? Why will nobody come play?
Created my own monster.
Does no one like me anymore? Why can't no one get past this impenetrable wall of?
I think I kind of
no.
I kind of miss like being able to solo the Nightfalls on the highest difficulty. I mean, Grandmaster these days, I would never attempt in my wildest dreams to do that solo ever because I'm not an esoteric. I cannot do that. But Destiny 1, give me a place that I can kind of hold up and I can shoot a sniper rifle that regenerates my bullets for me. And
I don't know what you're talking about.
I can take 6 hours to do a Nightfall back then, but to me that was I enjoyed doing something like that. It was a box that I could check, but I'm no esoteric. I can't go and do a Grandmaster solo flawless these days. It's like, but I'd love to. It's just not one of those things for me.
I just don't think you're applying yourself, my friend. I think you could. I think you should. I think you will.
No, I won't.
No, that dude. Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. I mean, Destiny obviously needs to do something to bring in players because, the only ones still here are us who have been here since the beginning. And, you got to do something to bring people into the game to find people to play with.
It's weird. It sounded like he said that with a little bit of venom in his voice.
And the thing is, if you're new here, if you're new to listening to like Destiny podcasts and things, we're not dumping. We're not dumping on Bungie. There is so much to do. If you're new to the game, there are so many things to do and so much fun to have. It's just that the long-term players have mainly kind of moved on, or they're just hovering around waiting for something big to get them back into playing and keep them engaged in the game. But if you can find a group, or if you can find people to play with, or even if you do enjoy playing solo, it is a really good game to play. It's just very hard at this point in time for long-term players to kind of engage with the game. Not saying that we're not engaged with the game. It's just various different things kind of come up. It's just, you've got work, you've got this, you've got that. It's just,
Yeah, we're. I mean, to be fair, I'm still playing a ton of this game. Like I'm still actively engaged in this game. But we are like everybody who's played any game for 10 years, basically. Going, you've done this, you've done that, you've done this, you've done this over here. It's. I wish though, like again, being in this game for so long, I wish it was easier to help people with things.
Yeah.
Because missions and how you get exotics and things have changed so much. You're like, well, when I did this 4 years ago, this is how we did it. Well, now that mission's gone, it's entirely changed. And trying to find up-to-date information for how the game is today is a challenge. Because people will ask periodically, hey, how do you get this or how do you do this mission? And I'm like, let me see if I can find a guide or a video or walkthrough that's about the current version in the game now, not how it was when it launched, which could be a very different experience and a completely different thing.
Yeah. And I think the problem is that sorry.
I'm sorry. One of the things that I enjoyed too, even though they don't have, when you're going around hunting for ghosts, they're here and there and everywhere, stuff like that. That was kind of enjoyable. Made me go through the whole map in one area.
Yeah.
That kind of, I kind of enjoyed that too. Like, I got to explore everywhere.
Just a pure exploration of it. Going, I don't want to just take the most direct route through here. Let me go wander around and go see what I can find. Is there a collectible over here somewhere?
See if there's some kind of collectible. Oh, hey, look for this or look for that. No, I mean it could be like one little thing here or there. Yeah, I know everybody once somebody finds it, they'll put it on YouTube and everybody will just go and grab it real quick. But I enjoyed the whole thing of the mystery of finding it. Like, oh, that's something new.
And I think the thing is, these days, you need to be somebody that has got the game from the beginning and actually own all the content to be able to go and do these missions. So what you're finding is that content creators that have already made their guides, they're not going back, creating a new account, purchasing all the stuff on that new account to then make up-to-date guides. I mean, some people are, but that's also the thing is like, do I really need to go and do this again? Are there that many people looking to get the Wish Ender now, looking to get this now, looking to get that, doing this now? And I think the thing that, like you were saying, like all the chasing of the ghosts in Destiny 1, with Destiny 1, it was like there was a set grimoire score and literally everybody could achieve that grimoire score if they played Destiny. You didn't need to kind of be on trials on a certain date, on a certain time to get this or get that emblem or get this. It was like you could get the max grimoire score by just playing the game. There was that bit with the House of Wolves where like the wolves were roaming, which were part of the grimoire score. So if you weren't playing it at that point, you missed out on that. But that was a very long time that you could be getting those. And I think the thing is, as the game's progressed and it's got bigger and bulkier, there's like, we were talking about like with the Dawning, those 3 emblems that were only achievable in the Dawning that were just kind of random from packages. And if you got lucky, you managed to get them. And if you didn't, collectors would probably be like...
Two of the 3, but I only opened like 30 packages. I'm not going to say anything. I know you guys worked hard on trying to get yours.
Well, I did. Anyway, I got mine.
At least you did.
Yeah. But yeah, it's little things like that, I think, that have also kind of hindered the game because people liked making sure that they kind of maxed out their scores and got this done and got that done. Whereas now there's so much to do. And it's like, well, what do I need to focus on actually doing? What's going to make me happy rather than kind of, well, I've got like 6 years to do this. I can do all of this. It's like, no, you have to be there then and do this at a certain time. Otherwise, you won't see it again.
Yeah, like every other week or, every 2 or 3 weeks where like they did, they did that deal on Mars with the big ogre in that one area.
Yeah.
For the exotic.
Escalation protocol and all that stuff.
Yes. That was interesting.
Yeah, but it was a very long time that people had a chance to kind of do that. I think it's the triumphs and the challenges and completing of each episode or season has kind of been over bloated now before you can kind of unlock your seals and do this and do that. It's like, I know they're trying to give players things to do, and that's why we've got the Guardian ranks. But that in itself, starting as a new Guardian, you have to go through, I think it was about 5 or 6 ranks before you can even get to a quest to play Crucible. You can play Crucible at any point, and you can play the strikes at any point. But there was a quest. I think it's I can't remember the name of it now. It's to do with the Iron Banner and things that you have to get to this point in the Guardian rank. So you have to do all these different things of running around these planets and doing patrols and public events and playing the game to get to Guardian rank 5 or 6, to then be able to get the quest from Shaxx and complete the quest from Shaxx to then access the Iron Banner. Because you can go and look at Saladin in the tower when he turns up, but when you go to the select screen, there's no banner there at all. There's nothing. It's an empty circle. You can go and play the other 6v6. Wow. You can play the other 3v3. But Iron Banner is completely missing from the director. But there's no explanation of that. So the Guardian ranks with that is
how do I get to this?
Is very confusing as well for new players.
Yeah. That is something that needs to be addressed. They need to figure out are maybe these newer people. I wouldn't mind stepping out of the way and helping somebody if they're new.
No,
I mean I see them every once in a while in the Cosmodrome level 1, level 2.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but I'll do an emote to them and they'll just run off. They'll shoot me in the face and run off. I'm just like, okay.
Your mistake was being friendly.
Yeah. Yes, I guess so.
Somebody didn't watch the original Destiny 1 trailer. Come on now. This is not how we're supposed to do this.
I guess I should have went ahead and let them die and then just do it.
See, now you're getting it.
Yeah. Blow them up, teabag their corpse, and then they'll have the experience they're looking for in modern gaming. So, question for the show. So, say you've theoretically just gotten the shotgun and you have to get kills with tonics. Does it matter which tonic you use?
A tonic, get kills. Just go to the opening of the mission and get the kills.
What do you mean I've got to go make tonics?
All the tonics. Drink the tonics, turn into a chicken, become a chicken tonic.
God.
Y'all are going to think I'm lying. To this day, and I've made a lot of tonics, but to this day, I still haven't transformed to anything. Is it like a specific tonic that's making you transform? I mostly make like glimmer tonics, to be fair.
Yes.
It seems to be rare. Like I just turned into a chicken a minute ago, but I think I've only seen 3 transitions and I've made a lot of tonics.
Yeah.
Mostly just to make them, not that I've used most of them, because I usually get through playing an hour or two and go, I should have used a tonic for that activity. I bet I have like 40 of them sitting right here. And just never remember to.
I've made some. I've never used them, so I don't know.
Well, let me tell you, if you get to the point where you have the tonics that are for a particular weapon, they fixed it. You will get all of the weapons. And I think I've said that the last 3 weeks now. But don't worry. If you're like, oh, I'd like one of these, you'll have loads of them. So the new weapons, when someone does tell you, hey, here's a good one. If any of these new stasis weapons do turn out to be something worthwhile, you can just get 40 or 50 of them just in a nice little stack.
I have a question because I haven't seen it. I haven't done the quest.
I also have a question.
I haven't done the mission.
What's your question?
The exotic shotgun, is it void?
Yes.
That's what I saw then. I saw somebody using it because it was bouncing all over the place.
Yep.
When he shot.
Yeah. It comes out as a slug, but once it makes impact, the flavor text says it turns into like a swarm of bats once it makes impact, and then those bats weaken targets and blah blah blah.
I never saw that. I just saw a little.
The swarming that you're seeing is probably the bats.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's probably.
Or are you saying blah 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 when you fire it? Because if you're not saying blah 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 blah, it's not going to work. That way.
That's a problem.
That's a very important part. So the headset will help you out.
Gonna have to have a steak.
He's not your friend. He is misleading you. He is saying things that you don't need to believe. Okay, I don't know. I can't emphasize this more. But
I got to do more of the mission in order to get the better tonics and everything. So
yeah,
I guess I'm gonna have to get on and do that.
You don't need to do more of the mission. You just need to do more of the storyline. And as you make a tonic, you talk to her. She'll give you like a minor field work or a major field work. You do that field work, you kind of unlock another tonic, and then you make that tonic. So if you make 10 of the light blue ones, it'll give you a dark blue one. If you make 5 of the dark blue ones, it'll give you the purple one. So that's how you unlock more of the tonics, right?
Sorry, dark blue ones and light blue ones.
And for the rest of us, those colors are
Green.
different.
Oh, green and blue then.
Oh, yeah. My colorblind mode is on. So for me, it's like a light blue / it's like a seafoam green. So I call it light blue. And then a really, really dark blue to differentiate the two. And then a dark purple.
Green, light blue, and purple.
Yeah, those.
Okay.
Those are the starting colors. Adjust them as you see fit. Yeah, but basically all the tonics are, you make a bunch of the lesser ones, it unlocks the greater one, rinse and repeat.
Okay.
So 10, 5, and then you'll 10 of the lesser, 5 of the next one, and then you'll get the legendary and make at least one of those, right? And that's how you unlock even more tonics as you progress.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you can really question what you're doing with your life.
All I did this, I think I got on Tuesday, and I played, and all I did was just do the missions to get my seasonal rank up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For the first act, you do Onslaught, the new Onslaught Salvation. For the second act, you have to play the revitalized Prisoner of Elders. And then for the third, you've got the exotic mission. So you have to go through all those stages before you can get to the exotic mission.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's a lot of work.
I'm going to have to do a bunch.
And if you get blocked with the potions and the
Tokens unlocked.
the fieldwork missions, you end up having to do it on another character. And again, you'll have to go through each stage to unlock it. You can't. It's not like one character unlocks all of it. It's every single character. So this week I started going through on my Warlock, and my Warlock had done all the Act 1 stuff, but then I needed to do Act 2, so I needed to go and play and do the Prison of Elders stuff to then get to the exotic mission, and then I was able to craft more potions and tonics and get that kind of up to date. But yeah, it's per character. And
okay.
The fun thing was I disappeared because where the helm is now with the little portal, I was doing stuff with the tonics, then went to my postmaster, which I could access via the portal on the helm. Did that. Osiris was standing there. I clicked the button to speak to Osiris. That then started the echo stuff. So I'm in doing all kind of the stuff for the Revenant. As I'm just about to do something with Revenant, there's a cutscene suddenly pops up and goes, "Oh, look at this." I'm like, that's not what I'm doing. Oh no, that's because I pushed the button to speak to Osiris, and that invoked the cutscene. I was like, no, I don't want to do that bit. So
right
over here. Now you're over here. Now I'm over here.
I have pushed.
3 hours later, you're like, all right, I've completed nothing that I started to do because now I'm on a whole different quest line.
So now okay. So I guess whenever I get back on, I'll have either today or tomorrow. I will get started on this stuff so I can get these tonics things done, so I can go get that stupid shotgun.
Yeah. It's
Ideally.
not stupid.
That I could add to my bank that is already full.
Yeah, then you can put it in your vault and never use it again, like I did.
Yeah.
Exactly. I've got how many spaces are there now? 800, 900?
Why do you use him as an example? Don't do what he does. Use the damn things you get, man.
700 spaces in the vault.
Okay, well, I'm at 680 something, 690.
Well, you got space then.
And
there's space.
And what have I got? Stuff that I don't use ever in there.
Yeah.
Does anybody really use anything ever? Let's be honest.
Just the 9 weapons on me for the most part. And then I go, look, I have other things.
Once they freaking nerf a certain weapon, I just put it in a bank and don't worry about it anymore.
Yeah.
However, my pistol / missile gun from this last deal, it rocks. So I can't say anything. That sidearm is deadly.
Which one?
The strand one.
Oh, the cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool one.
I use that all the time. It was either that one, or if I need to go to my secondary weapon, I'll put the other sidearm, the arc one from the dungeon or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I got a great roll on the first one that we got for that.
The indebted kindness, yeah.
Yes, the indebted kindness.
And speaking of those weapons, the gunsmith, I haven't actually picked up any of the gunsmith weapons that are available for kind of the apology that Bungie did for messing up with dungeons and things. They are still there. But
you still to get the hothead though. The hothead is what I was using yesterday. You saw how much damage I was doing to those bosses. The hothead does
I've
work.
got a hothead adept. I don't need another one. But what I'm saying is,
Okay.
I'm keeping them there just kind of to see if they will stay there at the end of the episode. Because if they don't stay there, I want to make sure that people are aware so that they collect them before the episode goes away.
Hold on. Let's map out this logic. You want to keep them there to see if they stay there at the end of the episode, and if they're gone by the end of the episode, you want to tell the people that they'll disappear. They'll already be good for everyone.
Well, yeah, I want to say you missed out. You missed out on this. They were there. They've gone. That's it.
He wants to say you missed out. I missed out. We've
Even
all
though
missed
they're
out.
probably going to find out that on their own.
I had to work through that. I was like, wait, hold on.
Well, no, I'm keeping them there every week just to make sure that they are still there, so that I can tell people they are still there.
Right. Okay.
Why are you shushing me?
No, I didn't shush. My wife needs me to take her somewhere, and I forgot about it.
You shush.
I gotta go.
Bye,
Thanks
stream.
for showing up,
Good thing we replaced you then.
Pony, the other P.
Pony.
I will be back soon.
I'm trying to understand more on the tonic thing. So if I'm locked up in one place, like on my hunter, I think he's locked in one place where he can't go any further.
Yeah.
To even get to Act 2, like it's messed up. Would I have to go open up another character and start them?
Yeah. And preferably like on a Warlock or a Titan, make sure that you you go through and you do the steps. But when it gets to the point of Ido saying to you, oh, here's some field work, what people have found is that if you pick up say that character can pick up 3 field works, pick up those 3 field works, but don't complete them. Then jump on another character and pick up, say, the next 3 in the line for that character. Because the game will only know how many tonics that you've created. So for instance, that first character, it says you've created 15 tonics. And to pick up the first 3 will say you need to have created 12 for the first one, 14 for the second one, and 15 for the last one. So it won't let you pick up any more field work. But the game doesn't recognize that you've already picked up 3 on one character. If you've got to the stage on the next character, and then you pick up the next 3 on the second character, because it'll let you pick up any field work. So it will let you pick up the next 3 on the other character because it still recognizes you've only unlocked the 15. Really complicated. It's a pain. And that's how I was kind of able to get around doing the first act with picking up 2 on each character and then completing the field work. Because once you've completed the minor field work, it unlocks the major field work, which I don't believe has any kind of tonic restrictions. And then you can do the mastery of it all at the end.
And see, that's one of the things that they need to fix that.
Yeah.
They need to go in and fix that, because that's another thing that would cause these new people that want to get in and start doing stuff like that. How are they going to do that?
Yeah, the whole thing is just so confusing with the tonics.
When I'm first getting it, then what's the point of me even playing it?
Yeah. And the thing is, and the confusing thing with the tonics is when you go and you start popping the green tonics to unlock the blue ones, you don't know how many green ones you need to pop before the blue ones stop opening up along the track. So you could be popping I know it's only about 4 or 5 of the green will open up a blue one, but sometimes there's about 3 or 4 blue ones, and sometimes there's only 2 blue ones. And then once you've unlocked the blue ones, you then need to start then popping those which have different ingredients, which you then also make sure that you need to do, the Prison of Elders, the exotic mission, Onslaught Salvation as well, will give you the ingredients, but you also need those to then start creating the blue ones, and you pop 5 or 6 of those to get the legendary. And then sometimes there's even past the legendary, there's exotic ones. But it's very complicated.
It's such a feedback. Yeah, it's such a feedback loop of you have to play the game enough to have a bunch of materials. And the one thing that screwed me over was I was just making green tonics, just a bunch of green, and I saw blue open, so I would make more green. I wasn't making the other green tonic that was right next to that one, because I wasn't really paying attention. I was like, oh, let me make green to unlock blue, to then unlock purple and move on. It's oh no, this is the blue tonic this is the green tonic of Glimmer. but that's a green tonic of something else. Oh, I need to be making both of those to unlock both of the next blues to then unlock the thing. And it's like, this is just needlessly complicated that they don't really explain anywhere. They're just like, make tonics, here you go. And the fact that like you don't ever really need to use them, like they'll give you more glimmer or give you a better shot at weapons or something, but like no activity is like, make sure you put your tonic in. Like you know, other activities in the past have been like, you know, they'll show the little like, you know, pop your tonic or do your, you know, use the thing we've given you to run this activity. Otherwise, you may not benefit from it or you won't get the good rewards or something. It would have been nice to say just have a little indicator like, hey, there's a tonic available. You should use one. Just something, because I never remember they exist until I'm halfway through something, and then it's like, well, I can pop this now, but I don't know if it'll do me any good, or
Right.
The whole tonic system just feels good intentions, but just needlessly complicated, and it just doesn't really feel good. Doesn't really feel useful.
Yeah,
I don't know.
This is your weekly rundown of episode Revenant, Week 15, starting on January 14th. Week 15 sees the return of the Crucible game mode Iron Banner. This is normally a week-long free-to-play Crucible event, but Bungie have decided to make it a 2-week event, which means there will be no Trials of Osiris at the weekend for the next 2 weeks. For this first week, it will be Iron Banner Eruption all week, with the following week being Iron Banner Fortress. If you need a refresh or just want to know more about the Iron Banner, then check out our most recent guide. Our new weapon is the Stasis Rocket-Assisted Frame Sidearm Tonic Issues Mastery, and returning weapon is the Stasis High Impact Frame Machine Gun Archon's Thunder, which has changed from its previous iteration as Solar to be Stasis. This episode brings with it a brand new armor set called the Iron Intent set, a new emblem called Canis Lupus, and a new shader called Cruel Patina. Plus, this episode will see our first Iron Banner memento, which you can put into your crafted weapons to gain access to the shader Iron Banner Keepsake, and title of Siva's Bane. Also, as this is one of the final weeks of the Iron Banner for this episode, don't forget to collect all of your reward track items and engrams before the reset on the 28th, as Lord Saladin will be reset for the next episode. Act 3 of episode Revenant brought with it the new exotic mission Kell's Fall, where you can earn the new Void exotic shotgun Slayer's Fang. For a weekly pinnacle reward, Act 2 of episode Revenant brought with it the Tomb of Elders, and Contest of Elders over in the Last City, which can be accessed after you complete the initial steps of Act 2. Also available for a weekly pinnacle is the Salvation Jade Raid, over in the Pale Heart, and new dungeon Vesper's Host, which can be found over on Europa, with the exotic sniper rifle Icebreaker up for grabs. And as a reminder, the Grandmaster Nightfall catch-up node is available, giving Guardians the opportunity to complete their Conquest Seal for this episode. Also, with this node being available, this will give Guardians the opportunity to jump ahead and complete the rest of Act 3's Nightfalls, these being the Liminality in the Pale Heart on week 16, January 21st, and the Corrupted on the Dreaming City on week 17, January 28th, 2025. Or conversely be able to complete Act 1 and 2's Grandmasters, which are now not available. Lightblade on the Throne World, Proving Grounds on Nessus, Heist Battlegrounds Moon, Arm Stealer on the EDZ, Birthplace of the Vile on the Throne World, and the Inverted Spire on Nessus. Over in the Last City we have Onslaught Salvation, which can be accessed after you complete the initial steps of the opening act of Revenant. This new version of Onslaught brings with it new defences, 3 new mats, and new enemies to fight. You can select from Widow's Court, Eventide Ruins, and Kell's Grave, either normal or expert. Also, the original Onslaught has been updated to include some of the new additions. Located in the Vanguard playlist, the featured Onslaught map this week will be Mothiots, with a Fallen War Priest kicking off the boss rotation. In the Last City on the Helm, the exotic mission Encore is still available, with 2 difficulty options, normal and expert. Also, from episode Echoes, we have the 3 new battleground activities, Delve, Conduit, and Core, with Enigma Protocol and Breach Executable. The expert battlegrounds will start this week's rotation with Core. The Dreaming City this week is at a medium curse level, which means Petrovenge can be found in the Divilian Mist and has the Oracle Engine mission for the next week. The Blindwell features Hive enemies and the Plague Kragar. The Ascendant Chant will be the Shattered Ruins over in the Spine of Keris. On the Moon, the weekly story mission is a mysterious disturbance. The Drove Guardian is located in the Anchor of Light, while the Wandering Nightmare is the Nightmare of Zortal in Sorrow's Harbour. Nightmare hunts Tonics, Isolation, Zydron, Servitude, and Ghoul Rage. The Altars of Sorrow start this week's rotation with the Nightmare of Zydron and the Heretic Rocket Launcher. On Europa this week, Phylax the Warrior will be the Empire Hunt, Asterian's Abyss will be the Eclipse Zone, and the Exo Challenge will be Agility. Dares of Eternity expert difficulty rounds are Fallen, Hive, and Zydron. The Scatterhorn armor set and the Lycan armor set will be available in Dares of Eternity with Weapon Set 3. Chroma Rush, Ignition Code, Grid Skipper, Farewell, Sonja's Tale, Shattered Cipher, Main Ingredient, Long Shadow, Last Dance, Toil and Trouble, Wishbringer, and Last Perdition. The Witch Queen weekly story mission is The Ghost, Altar of Reflection's Choice, and Altar of Reflection's Insight. The Wellspring activity will start the week on Defense, with the Arc Grenade Launcher, Tarnation, and Vazul Solar Scorn Chieftain as the boss. The Lightfall weekly mission is No Time Left, the Partition mission will be Ordnance, and the Vex incursion will be Umshire Park. In the Pale Heart, the exotic mission Dual Destiny is still available for teams of 2 Guardians, where you can farm the mission to earn as many new prismatic exotic class items as you like. The Final Shakes Cooperative Focus campaign mission this week will be Iconoclasm. The 12 Guardian Matchmade Excision mission is also available next to the race for a weekly pinnacle, with the Grandmaster version granting the Ergo Sum Catalyst and an Ascendant Shard. The Salvation's Edge Raid Challenge this week is the 5th encounter, Zenith, called Coordinated Efforts. The Kingsfall Raid Challenge this week is the 2nd encounter, War Priest, called Devious Thievery. The Vow the Disciple Challenge this week is the 4th encounter, Rogue, called Looping Catalyst. The Vault of Glass Challenge this week is the 4th encounter, Gatekeeper, called Strangers in Time. The Garden of Salvation Challenge this week is the 4th encounter, Sanctified Mind, called 0 to 100. And the Last Wish Challenge this week is the 2nd encounter, Shiro-Chi, called Witch. Featured Pinnacle Raid 1 will be Root of Nightmares over on Neptune, and featured Pinnacle Raid 2 will be the Deepstone Crypt over on Europa, with all challenges available for all encounters, with the exotic shotgun Conditional Finality being farmable from the final boss in Nightmares, and the exotic rocket launcher Eyes of Tomorrow from the final boss in Crypt. Featured Pinnacle Dungeon 1 will be the Prophecy over in the Legends tab, and featured Pinnacle Dungeon 2 will be the Ghost of the Deep, also in the Legends tab. The exotic mission rotator will be Node Override Avalon, with Excalibur Exotic Glaive being the main reward, and the Season of the Defiance weapon set. The exotic missions, the Whisper and 0 Hour, will also be available in the Legends tab. This week's challenges are Fortress 3, Neptune Activities, Ultimate Champion, Expedited Violence, Calibrate Long Range, Commendation Appreciation, and 1 Classified Challenge. Lost Sectors, Tuesday the Forgotten Deep in the Pale Heart, Wednesday Extraction on the Throne World, Thursday Sepulture on the Throne World, Friday Metamorphosis on the Throne World, Saturday K1 Revelations on the Moon, Sunday Bay of Drowned Wishes on the Dreaming City, and Monday Chamber of Starlight on the Dreaming City. Our 15th featured Nightfall will see us face off against Commander Dracus in the Battlegrounds Behemoth over on Nessus, with the Wildstyle Grenade Launcher as the featured adept weapon. The 6v6 playlist will be Iron Banner Eruption. Clash should be in the Party Relentless playlist, Showdown in the 3v3 playlist, 2v2 Clash in Crucible Labs, and no Trials of Osiris at the weekend. This week should also see bonus Crucible ranks available all week long. Also, with the final act of Revenant being only 4 weeks long, here's your reminder to start collecting all of your episode Revenant pass items, any past episode echoes reward track items from Bungie.net, plus your reward track items and engrams from the Gunsmith, Zavala, Shax, Rahul, Zer, Hawthorne, Drifter, and Saint 14 before the end of the episode. Plus, you can get a leg up on XP and artifact progression for the next episode by hoarding the bounties that are still available, and finish up those seasonal challenges for your large pile of Bright Dust. Still available is the Destiny 10th Anniversary in-game celebration event. Plus, if you haven't already, it's worth dropping in to see the Gunsmith, as he has a curated set of weapons available. And don't forget to keep an eye on Zer this Friday at Reset to see if he's offering another chance to grab a random rolled exotic class item for 41 strange coins. And that's it for the 15th week of the Final Shape episode Revenant. We do have a TWAB this week, for this week in Destiny, for the 9th of January 2025. And it's pretty light compared to many TWABs. It's literally everything that's here. So if you've been playing the game, it's here. And if you haven't been playing the game, this is what's happening. So we've got Revenant Act 3 is live. Bungie rewards the Exotic Armory Collection Slayer's Fang. So I think it's a little pin that you can get from the Bungie store. The Strange Coins, they're increasing the cap in Heresy. And the Fest of the Lost 2025 armor voting is here. So Act 3 of Revenant is live with new story missions. Is it new story missions or is it just an exotic mission with story in it? I'm just asking you, Bungie, just for clarification. We've got 2 new weapons.
It's an exotic mission you have to play 3 times in a row. Please enjoy.
And 4th if you
remember,
want to do the expert version.
Yeah, and remember, when you said, Bungie, we don't want to have to wait week over week for things. We want it all at once. Now go play this mission 3 times in a row. You're welcome.
Well, you don't have to. You could just leave it week by week if you want to. You could do this week, leave That's it, true. Go and play some other stuff, and play the next one next week. But just be aware, everybody else will have the shotgun with the perks and the exotic catalysts and things done before you. So you're now a loser. You're missing out. You're a loser.
They're all going to laugh at you.
Point and laugh. No, not really. But anyway, 50 new seasonal pass rankings, new artifact mods as well. So story continues with the new exotic mission, the Kell's Fall, as we discussed, not really a vampire-inspired castle, but I think Bungie have kind of glossed over that. They're just going, go and check it out. So if you're at that point that you can go and check it out, go and check it out. If you're not, then get to that point and check it out. We did see, they do say that, you did see the Slayer's Fang, the exotic shotgun, during the developer live stream for Act 2. So it's now here. You can go and get it. The 2 new legendary weapons, which are the Red Tape, which is a stasis scout rifle, and the Heretic's Feather, which is a stasis rocket launcher, are also here. Haven't heard anything good or bad about them as yet, but they're new. There could be something. We've got new artifact perks. Sorry.
Yeah, I think the only thing I've heard about the Scout Rifle is it can roll with the Rhyme Stealer headstone. So, create a crystal, break a crystal, synergy there. But, it's a stasis thing. It does stasis things. If you're like, I like a non-exotic stasis Scout Rifle, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm really curious with these new, not class abilities, the new artifact perks. If any of them are any good. Demon, have you had? I know you've played a little more this week. Have you had a chance to play with any of these?
I looked at them and I went, "It's not part of my build, so I'm just going to ignore them." And then they go away in like 4 weeks' time or 3 weeks' time. By the time people hear this, it's like, was there any kind of real reason why we kind of time gated these? Could we have not like unlocked these at Christmas during the dawning? Were they on a timer? Just so yeah, I'm like. Whatever.
Yeah, it did feel a little like, why are we putting these in now? I mean, I was a little curious because like the authorized mod grenades, the armor injury cost for all armor mods affecting grenades are significantly discounted. Column 2 is Frenzied Hunger, rapid final blows while Devour is active, grant a bonus to reload and handling. If you're running a Devour build, great. Column 3, Finders Keepers, picking up special or heavy ammo grants a chance to receive an armor charge. Heavy ammo grants a greater chance. Column 4, Void Renewal while Devour is active. Void Weapon Final Blows have a chance to grant a Void Breach. Fine. Column 5, Old God's Right. After picking up a Void Breach, dealing damage with Void Weapons, create a rain of seeking projectiles. So that I was kind of curious about.
Yeah.
If that was going to be anything. Again, like not that I'm really running a lot of Void, but as I tend to spec into Void a little bit when I'm running the throwing axes on the Titan. Twilight Arsenal and just see, if I'm running Void Weapons, is this worth it? Do these little seeking projectiles do any good, or is it just like some of the other effects we've had? It's like, yeah, it's a thing you can do, but it's not really going to make any difference. But yeah, I sort of had the same thought. I was like, when does this round of things end? Do I even, is this going to be around long enough for me to even really care about?
Next week is week 15, which starts on the 14th, sorry. Then week 16 is 21st, week 17 is 28th, and then 4th of February is when the new season drops or the new episode drops of Heresy. So
yeah, so it's like here's what you've got. Enjoy, kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think with these artifact perks, it would be interesting if they kept these 4 and transfer them to the new artifact that we get next season, so that they kind of people can still use them. Because if we don't get Void next season and we don't get any of these, then it not makes the shotgun redundant, but I think people will then move on and do something, the new hotness for whatever the artifact perks are. So it does kind of sort of make them redundant.
Yeah, it felt a little weird too. It's like we have all this stasis-based everything, and the new, the 2 new stasis weapons that were introduced as part of this act, and then it's like, and then we've got all these Void perks with this Void shotgun that just, I don't know, like it really feels out of place. I mean, I guess maybe they were going with like the Choir of One last time, and the what is this thing called, the Slayer's Fang this time. It's like, I guess they're like, let's put some more Void weapons into the game and Void exotics, but. And they feel sort of like, very much of the same family, the same kind of thing. And like, I don't know, the Choir of One, I certainly ran that stupid mission a trillion times, and I have it, but I haven't thought about it since then. Like it's, being this far into the Destiny world, playing this game too, it's just like, the new exotic. Like it either needs to be incredible, or it's like, why am I doing this? Why am I stressing out over this weapon that I'm gonna run these missions for to get and then never really think about again? Like I have a vault full of exotic weapons at this point. If this one isn't the one of the better ones, then yeah, like I'll get it at some point, but I'm not going to go stress myself out over it.
But yeah, there's going to be a strange cap increase in Heresy. So over the next few weeks, they'll be preparing you for what you can expect in Heresy. So to start, they've got a nice quality of life change coming with the launch of Heresy. So your strange coin cap is increased from 99 to, drumroll please, 199.
Ooh.
So an extra 100 there, because they're so generous. So that means you can get 4 exotic class items once you've unlocked it. Because we don't know if that the Space Grandma is going to come back at some point with one of her events and go, here you go, here you can just do this quest and unlock it. Osirian ciphers and Nightfall ciphers, which I believe are Trials of Osiris and Nightfalls, they're going to be increased from 10 to 30. So you'll now be able to buy 3 adept weapons rather than just the 1.
And that seems nice for people who are running the GMs more than once in a blue moon.
Or the Osiris stuff.
I'm sorry, Night Demon. I did get all 3 of the emblems. The ones with the bald-headed guy.
Did you get all 3 of the emblems if you haven't even played the activity? And I got 1 of the 3, and I opened so many boxes.
You didn't deserve it. There you go.
What's the
Apparently
other one?
not.
What is it?
Undeserving.
Yeah. And then the other
Pro Ikor and Zavala.
Yep, I got all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Like I said, I only opened like 30 boxes.
Bungie hates Titans. They hate Titans so much. They hate Titans and they love Hunters so much. There we go. That's my Respawn impression for the day.
Yeah, they love Hunters so much. Then why did way back in D1 I never got keys when we had to do all those key hunting? Everybody kept getting keys.
Right. Oh God, I remember that. Because they just love so much. Yeah, no. I'm fully convinced it's because I badmouth the emblems. I'm like, none of these look that great, and they're like, well, fine, you don't get to have them then.
That's probably
we'll give you the first one, but not the other 2. You don't deserve it.
Yeah. The prices for the items for strange coins and the ciphers will remain the same. So this change will allow you to when he arrives, or with the Nightfall or Trials weapons that you're targeting in the rotations. And the cap increase for the Osirian ciphers is just one of many Trials-related changes they have coming in Heresy. And they'll be showing details in the coming weeks. And I have heard there are some leaked images of new Osiris armor. So that's something to look forward to. But I haven't got any more information than that.
And that's all the information we're ever going to have, because other than seeing people having it while they're killing me, I won't ever have it.
But we do have our annual Fest of the Lost armor voting coming up, and I'm quite glad that Respawn has had to dip out for now, because I don't want to have to hear 6 hours worth of ranting of how they've been treated badly, because from what I can see, they've been treated very fairly this year with 2 fantastic designs, which I'm going to say again, Bungie, put both designs in the Eververse and let people vote with their money, because these 6 designs are really cool for each character. We've got 3 Slasher and 3 Spectres. So for Slashers, we've got a Jason Voorhees inspired Titan build. For the Hunters, you have a Scream Mask, Scream character build. And then you've got, for your Warlocks, an awesome looking Scarecrow with a pumpkin head. Looks amazing. For your Spectres, you've got what's his name? Spiral guy, the Saw guy.
I too am drawing a blank.
I've never seen a Saw movie, so I don't know.
Jigsaw.
Jigsaw, that's it. Jigsaw. Yeah, so you've got a Jigsaw-inspired Titan, which, okay, some people might like. I've no idea what the Hunter is, but the Hunter looks like a Ghost Bride kind of thing with roses and a white cloak. It looks fantastic, and I think
I don't know what that's from either. Like, it almost looks like a Silent Hill type thing, but like it's a movie. Yeah, I can't place it either. I'm sure someone's out there screaming at us, going, "It's this," but yeah, I don't know either.
And the Warlocks are Slender Man with tentacles coming out, and it'd be interesting to see if those kind of tentacles are moving a bit like we have with the dragon wings. So. But they are 6 amazing designs, and I think they should just be put into the Eververse and we vote with our money rather than kind of because you can go onto, there's a survey that you can take and you can click individually. So you can say you like one from one set, one from another, one from, or a full set. It depends on how you want to vote. But depending on the voting, we're going to get one of these sets or one of these per character. I'm quite interested to see which one.
I just want to be Jason.
Yeah, I mean, Jason, I prefer over the Jigsaw one. But the two Hunter ones, I think my kids would love the Ghostface. They absolutely love Scream. And I do like the kind of rose white hooded Hunter on the Spectres. The Warlocks, I'd probably more than likely go for the Scarecrow one. But, I could see a lot of people still wielding the Slenderman version.
Yeah, the Scarecrow one looks so good. And I'm glad, the previews we're seeing are more fleshed out drawings. It's not just like, here's some rough, like the first version of these guys, like, oh, here's a rough sketch, which of course everyone's like, well, I can't tell what this will actually look like to really judge. Or they had one like fleshed out sketch, and the one that was just like a really, pencil drawing of how this could look. It's like, no, well, that's not an apples to apples comparison. Like, let me see what these look like. These all look really good, and I'd be excited for any of them. But I would really like to be a Jason Voorhees Titan, and I would really like to be a Scarecrow Warlock. So those are my votes. The Hunters are apparently basically dead even. It looks like, because I saw Bungie had posted. Let me find it. I think they said they were like within Spectre and Slasher Hunter sets are within a single percentage point of one another for the lead. Knives are roses, blades are thorns. And they posted that, I think, yesterday. So, yeah, apparently the Hunters are also almost dead even.
Which says to me, release all of them.
Yesterday at 2:50.
Release all of them. Yeah. Let us vote with our strange coins or our, not strange coins, our bright dust or our silver in the Eververse store.
Yeah, give me all of them. Let me mix and match. Yeah. Let me put, make my Warlock, more than one thing.
Exactly.
I'd have to go and look at that.
They are really good this year.
Who doesn't want to be a scary movie monster?
I don't know. But is there anything scary in your player support report this week?
Well, there's lots of scary things there, probably.
Okay.
Well, blah, blah, blah. Very spookily. Players can get out of bounds through a hole in the environment in Kell's Fall, the new exotic mission.
Can they?
Which I've heard a lot of people... I've heard a number of people finding the hole by accident. I think Paul Tassi was one person I saw mention most recently who was like, yeah, I was just going through the mission and I fell through a hole. And it took me like 20 minutes to figure out how to get back into the map to then finish the mission out. So I don't know where it is, but apparently it's one you can stumble into. The Slayer's Fang shotgun stuns overload champions as intended, but does not prevent them from healing, which is unintended. Surprise, surprise. So it'll stun them, but the stun doesn't do you any good with the new shotgun because they can still heal. After completing Act 3, Aramis is still in jail, and Misrax is still hooked up to the servitor in his corrupted state.
Yep.
So while you may have progressed the story, no, you didn't. Only one player in a fire team receives credit for destroying all the illusionary anchors in the Kell's Fall. So those are the things I guess you have to shoot for the catalysts.
Yep.
So only one player in your fire team may be receiving credit for those.
Yes, but I've got a video to help you on that.
Ah, very good. So yeah, so if you are going to Sherpa somebody through, maybe do 1-on-1. One person who's done it, one person who needs to do it. Otherwise, you may not get credit. During the boss fight, sometimes the portal back to the Revenant plane doesn't open when you're multi-phasing the boss, leading to a soft lock. So once again, an exotic mission with the boss fight that can soft lock you out of it. Superb. The 4 catalyst quests for the Slayer's Fang shotguns require players to defeat enemies with a tonic active, but progress is only counting in Revenant seasonal activities. So like 19 said to me earlier, once you get them, pop a tonic, any tonic, doesn't matter what tonic, and just go back into the mission, and by the time through the first part of it, you'll have that done. Because it's just 20 kills, period. It's not 20 for each of the catalysts, it's just 20, and you get all 4 catalysts at once. Reminder, pick up all 4 of the catalysts at the same time from Ido. Don't stop before you get all 4 of them. Pick up all 4 of them. Then you'll have them all at once. The Kell's Fall exotic mission doesn't display different weeks. in the Fireteam Finder?
Yep, because there's 3 different versions, like should be the 3 different weeks.
Ah, okay. I was
They
like,
have different names for each one, yeah.
Okay. So the different versions, and so you can't Fireteam Find even if you wanted to for all of them.
Well, you could. Well, you could Fireteam Find, but you might end up doing like week 2 or 3 without even doing week 1, which is what Respawn did.
Ah, perfect. The Skorgan Melodies triumph sometimes doesn't track all the melodies.
Nope, you have to go back in and do it again.
You can play them twice, but no, you didn't. Guitar errors are happening at an elevated rate. They sure are. I don't know if that's what Noble was hitting the other day, if it was guitar errors or something else, but yeah, I've seen a lot of people going, yeah, I was doing this, and then I got guitared out of the game again. For the hunters, your tether is still disabled in the Vespers host due to causing crashes in the game. They're still targeting a fix for mid-January. So it's January 11th today as we record this, and probably January 13th, 14th by the time you hear this. So presumably next week we get the fix if they're targeting mid-January.
Week after. We know mid means the 25th.
Yeah, mid-season, mid-January, right before it ends. Also, Vespers host, if the correct panels in the heart room of the first encounter are shot too quickly, a nuke will not spawn and the room will not reset itself. So at that point, I think you just wipe and try again. There goes your flawless. Mm-hmm. For Vespers host, sometimes the final boss just doesn't spawn, and the players are forced to wipe for the encounter to start. So he just doesn't want to come out and fight you. He sees what you've done to him. He's not interested. Some weapons cannot swap perks, or their perks have become hidden.
That's interesting.
That's a line I read, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do with that. I'm without words for that one. The Warlock's Ballador's Wrathweaver's exotic causes more damage than intended. The Storm Dancer's Brace Ascending Amplitude perk does not return super energy when the player uses Storm Trance while Transcendent. And modifiers in the Vanguard Ops are still occasionally changing when loading into different areas. So you enjoy that. Good times. That's why we don't go into Vanguard Ops, because they don't know what they're doing over there. And so those are all the known issues, and they've got more issues in their known issues article, as they always do. But yeah, those are the ones they want to tell us about that are most important. And I don't think anything else. Oh yeah, there was the one change about the flakes or whatever. So they are because they did a big post on Reddit after this came out, basically going over, just a lot of these as known issues. They are aware and are working on a fix for the new shotgun not actually stunning the Overload champions multiple times. We're also aware of an issue where the Catalyst quest requirements do not match their tooltips. Currently, it's only tracking progress in the Revenant episodic activities with the Tonic active. They're working on a fix so it actually matches and allows completion in any activity with a Tonic active. Again, they're working on a fix for the Catalyst, and when you restore the illusionary anchor is not giving it to everyone in the fire team. And then they've seen the feedback about the reflective flakes, and they've upped that number, and you would have had to go to orbit and come back to see that change, which by this point you will have done unless you've been playing this game nonstop for the last 72 hours. And then I think the only other thing they mentioned in the little report roundup this week, somebody was cranky that in the trailer when they put the shotgun's name on the screen, they show somebody getting kills with the shotgun and then immediately cut to a rain of void damage after the kill in the same shot. The shotgun does not do the void rain. That's an artifact perk. Why did y'all advertise it as part of the shotgun? Skull emoji. And Bungie says, hey, we were trying to cram a shot of the artifact perk activating into the trailer, but looking back, it does look like it is caused by the shotgun. That wasn't their intent, but I appreciate the feedback while we make the functionality of different weapons and abilities more clear in future trailers. So, nope, the Void Rain thing is an artifact perk, not a shotgun perk. So if you're cranky about that, you aren't alone. Thank you, Cranky. Mr. Cranky's back. Welcome back, Mr. Cranky.
Sorry to me. I'm not cranky. I'm cranky. What did you say? I'm cranky.
And a 50-50 shot, see? Because the oil painting of Oryx doesn't make you happy with the icebreaker. And Cade in the name for some reason. Apparently Cade is wielding the icebreaker against Oryx in this oil painting. And then we have a lovely video of we couldn't believe that a warlock could beat a titan in a fist fight, but here's proof that it's possible. So there you go.
We don't need proof of that. We just know it happens all the time.
Oh, we don't need
Mhm.
proof. Hold on, let me see.
No, we don't need proof. But that's everything they've got for us this week. They have many more Heresy updates coming in the next few weeks. 3 weeks, yeah. So hopefully you're ready for that. And there are massive updates that will focus on PvP and the sandbox that will probably take you and your favorite content creators some time to chew through. Amazing. And we are your favorite content creators. Let's face it, because we're
Mhm.
amazing. Yeah. Well, 2 of us are. The other one, maybe not. We'll leave that up
Look,
to you.
first of all, we don't think that badly of you. Me and Peroty understand that you've got other things going on, and we accept that, but you don't have to out yourself like that in front of everybody, dude.
I know.
But since I wasn't here for it,
It's
what costumes?
it's difficult to balance the
Nope.
OnlyFans with the audiobook recording, with the podcasting, and the YouTube empire. It's a rough life. He's trying to balance all these
Yeah.
things.
Look, at the end of the day,
It's admirable.
we're just going to continue talking and ignore what you're about
No,
to
I
say.
want to ask
So I have
y'all.
some videos for people to check out. No, nobody cares. Hunters are
Because I
amazing.
wanted to ask you
Nobody cares.
before the show started, and you
Oh.
said no. Wait till the show started. Well, the show started.
And then you decide to leave.
I didn't decide to
You
do anything.
You left.
You did.
You left the chair.
You abandoned your post.
You left the essence of the chair. The chair has now moved on.
No, that's not true. So you guys don't even want to tell me what armor sets you like. All right, fine. Forget you.
They're
I don't care.
the hunters are within a 1 percentage point of each other,
I
so
was
the
talking
hunters
about
can't
y'all.
decide either.
I didn't ask you about hunters. I asked
Well,
you about y'all.
Let's face it. Nobody really cares about what y'all want to know. We all want to know what your one is. What's your one? Which one are you picking? Scream or White
I
Bride?
already did vote for the White Bride.
Okay.
And do you know where the White Bride is from? Because we do.
Yeah,
not.
it's from there's a whole universe. It's oh god. It's the
Yes, but we'll never know.
If only came prepared to answer this one.
God. Yeah, it's the same universe as like The Omen and whatnot. All those scary movies with like the Nun. You know the movie the Nun.
That's not The Omen.
Oh, okay, not The Omen. My bad. But the Nun.
And
that demon.
Arabella. The Arabella.
Yeah, it's that universe, and the White Bride is one of those demons. Yeah.
Okay.
Annabella. Is it Annabella? Annabelle.
Annabelle.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Never watched them, so yeah, I know what you're talking about, but never watched them.
Yeah, same. Like I know of them, but I've never seen them.
I don't watch them either. I just watch a lot of YouTube, like in case you missed it type things. I think they're very interesting. But yeah, it's from that genre, that series.
Cool.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
And now we know. And no one's
So-
half the battle.
I have some videos for you to check out, which might actually help Pony out when he gets there. But we've got how to unlock all tonics Act 3 edition, so don't waste any more resources, which I clearly have. So I found this video and I found it really helpful from 360 Gaming TV.
I watched the same video and was like, oh yeah, that's what I'm doing wrong. So yeah.
Yeah. And I think that works for all the other ones as well, but I haven't gone back and checked, but there you go. Azrakos has how to get the Slayer's Fang, all the catalysts, all the secrets, all the everything. So that is really cool. And I mean, he's confused in the video that playing some of the organ music doesn't really do anything apart from giving you like one, you punch in the code and Savathun laughs creepily and it plays Savathun's song, and that's it. It's like, okay, but we expected like a door to open up and give us something. So not all of the codes actually do anything. So you've got that. The illusionary anchors bug fix and how to prevent it in the Kell's Fault exotic mission for the Slayer's Fang intrinsic, and that's from Cheese Forever. And me and Blue kind of found this out, that because they're in the kind of the mirror dimension, and most of the times the mirror dimension takes place after you can rally a flag, you can literally go in, shoot the thing, kill yourself, and then go back in, and the anchor will be there for whoever needs to shoot it. But there are other things that Cheese covers for you so that you don't have to keep doing that. But check out that one. He also has the Tommy's Matchbook is Busted glitch. And this is really cool, is that if you can proc the Scorch on a target, no matter whether you're in PvP or PvE, so it works in PvP as well, you don't actually have to hit them after you've ticked them with the Scorch. You can run off as long as you're still firing the weapon. They will still get the ticks and then die and explode. And if they're near people, it will explode people with the ticks. And if you do it on a Titan with the Acton War Rig, it works amazingly. And it worked in the exotic mission quite well. And we have the Slayer's Fang exotic review from Fallout. He's whelmed, just whelmed. And I don't know if
Dado also whelmed.
Yeah. And this week there was an update to Destiny 1 with the tower, and everybody was really confused of like, where's this kind of come from? And Lucky 10p did a video on it this week that somebody else made a video explaining the reason why, or the reasonings behind it, and where it's kind of come from. And it looks like it was kind of a planned event for a dawning after we had the Rise of Iron, but we had Destiny 2. So it looks like it was pushed back, and somebody, because it was already in the API, somebody just put the date of 2025, and it went live on the Tuesday of like 2016, but then 9 or 10 years later. So that's why it suddenly appeared in Destiny 1. There's no actual kind of event or anything. The tower just looks like the dawning. So it's the date that the dawning should have been back in 2016, apparently, or 2017, when it was meant to have gone.
That's excellent. I saw that, and I was really hoping someone was just like, put 2025 in here. I mean, this game will be offline by then, right? No one will know in 2025 this will kick in.
Yeah.
And here we are. I saw that, and I was like, it has to be. It has to be some future date. So I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll just push this back in my diary, and I'll keep remembering to push it back, and then you've forgotten about it, or the guy got laid off, and now it's gone active. It's like,
oh gosh.
Oh dear.
What happened to Rob? Wasn't it Rob's job to push this back? Well, Rob's gone. So,
yeah.
I'm going to have some questions to answer.
But it did bring up a kind of debate in the community of, do we need a Destiny 1 remaster? Okay, no. Okay, fair enough.
Destiny 2 is a Destiny 1 remaster. How much Destiny 1 stuff do we have in Destiny 2? It is a remaster.
But we haven't got the Zalo Supercell, so, you know.
Why do you have to drudge up old wounds? You're
I know.
So basically, just release King's Fall, make the Zalo Supercell the reward for it, and then we've covered it. That is the rest of Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. Done, dusted. That's all that's missing.
So much.
But people that we don't hate are our patrons, because we like to thank them.
We don't hate any of them.
No.
You know who we don't hate? We really don't hate Zep Orbit and Renard Calant. We don't hate them at all. We hate rolling R's. But we
can roll the R's. We can say Renard.
Oh, he did it. Sorry.
You know who we also don't hate? We don't hate the Otter Dance Troupe of the Scarlet KM. Not the Scarlet Keep, but the Scarlet KM and Dedicated Wham 64. Don't hate either of them. We also don't hate Farrell. Farrell is our person whose name I wasn't sure and didn't want to use his full government name. So we don't hate him. We don't hate Golden God. We don't hate Noble. We don't hate Basically Salt. We don't hate Fire Squad 1688. We definitely don't hate Coderson 105. How could you? And Deacon, you know who Deacon definitely doesn't hate because she approves of? Dimwit Gravy Jeff and Pee Pipe. They're superb. They're Deacon's Day 1 raid team. Down in the lab, being honed. Well, you're not on the raid team.
She just doesn't like her husband playing Destiny because that takes her time away from her husband. It's because she loves you that she hates you playing Destiny.
I'm lost somewhere.
I'm going to need a flowchart to figure that one out, but we'll have to do the flowchart afterwards when I say thank you for joining us, your Titans, your Peroty, and Night Demon, your Hunters, our Pony, and no one responds in real life.
Yeah, boy.
You can find this show everywhere you get your podcast. Email the show, twotitansandahunter@hotmail.com. Find this show on YouTube. Go to YouTube, get all the videos, all the updates. This British man works hard for you. Give him the love he enjoys and needs in his life. twotitansandahunter.com. Have all the show notes, all the links, all these things we've talked about, all these places we've pointed you. twotitansandahunter.com. Read the show notes in your podcast app. That'll show you where all the stuff is. And if you also want to not be hated by us, patreon.com/TTAH. I'm not saying we hate all of you who aren't patrons, but we definitely don't hate our patrons. So I'm just saying, do with that information as you will. Or you can go to coffee.com. That's ko-fi.com/twotitansandahunter. And if you want to hear the top secret version of the show as we struggle to read words, twitch.tv/no one responds in real life. And I think it's thrice in a blue moon, twitch.tv/twotitansandahunter. Go there, hit the bell, subscribe, and you'll know when things happen. Because we don't plan. We don't tell people things ahead of time. We just kind of surprise launch them on you, and here we are at your front door, banging it down. Until next week, tell the people goodbye, everyone.
Deuces.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast.
And now we get to the after show about the exclusive details on Bungie's MOBA Smash Brothers Hybrid.
We will return to your scheduled programming shortly, or we are currently experiencing technical difficulties.